Okay, let's see if we are officially live this time.
There you go. Whisker calls us noobs. Do you know what a noob is?
No idea what a noob is, Whisker.
It's like new to a video game, right?
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. Okay, guys. Mikey, tell them what's been going on. I'm just clicking on here.
We are filming today. Maddie's on a bit of a break, so we're doing some iron fits today. We've got what else we got on today? Ronnie's coming in to do a little game improvement testing. We've been figuring out how to get these cameras running. I think we're cooking with gas now. So,
hey guys, let us know. Let us know if the sound is good. So obviously we're not in our usual. We're coming through the webcam on the computer. We're normally coming through Matty's low tech cams. Chris, you need to just take us as you find us this week. We will be recording with the usual cameras. The live will be coming from the laptop cam, but it's better than nothing. So that's what we're running with. Sound is good. Cameras are okay. Thank you, Timmy. Appreciate that, my man. Okay, let's see. Brian is saying you need to chat with your buddy Tyler McGee. He's messing with driver shaft switches and it's gone too quick. Like I still got 1 second. It's updating too quick. Okay, sorry, Brian. You need to chat with your buddy Tyler McGee. He's messing with driver shaft switches and you know the man has some speed. Give him your thoughts. Tell T McGee to reach out. I'm happy to always share some thoughts with my man. Always happy. Guys, Matty is taking a couple of weeks off. Needs a little bit of R&R. He is at a heavy schedule, so he's got some other commitments he's looking after. So it'll be myself and young Michael here. For those of you who are not familiar with Mikey, I'll probably be introducing him in every single video we do this week. Mikey is our director of club fitting and club building here at TXG. Been with me since day one. We have worked side by side for about the last 7 years. 7 years. Yeah. 7 years. So he is.
Don't start crying.
He's the main man here at TXG. He's my right hand man. So you've got the right guy with us. That's for sure. So, guys, throw in your questions. We'll happily take them as per usual. Mikey boy, you can take what you can from there. I will take what I can from here.
Some of these comments.
Oh, this is super buffery on this side. Okay, dive in.
All right. Any luck opening up for some fittings? Need my irons dialed in for the season.
Dan, man, no one in the GTA. Well, I say no one in the GTA. If you're in the GTA in Peel or Toronto region, where we're still not allowed to open. We wish we were, but unfortunately for now, we're not allowed. So,
fingers crossed we hear some news this week.
Yep. Prove me wrong. When he is on, JT is the best. Ryan Horner said. I don't think anyone would disagree with you. I mean, who could you put on? I mean, if DJ was on, is anyone better than DJ?
No,
I wouldn't say so. I think he is probably has the most horsepower of anyone. But Rory, I would say Rory, DJ, who else? If they're on and all parts of the game are firing, who's the best?
I mean, you can really say that for anyone. If they're on, they're on. You know what I mean? I mean, Jason Day back in the day when he was on.
When he was on, yeah. It's one of the things I've always said about Spieth, though. When he is on, do I think he's the best? I don't. Yeah. I think he's unbelievable. I think he's probably top 10 of those because of the runs he can get on with that putter of his. But I don't think that when he is on, that there's no one else that can touch him. I don't think that's the case. But it is an interesting.
I mean, Tiger's on, he's on.
Tiger's on, he's on. We miss old T Woods. Guys.
Yeah, Brooks when he's dialed in.
Kepka, really, really true. Yeah, absolutely true. Stephen's asking, how good is the Sim 2 Max fairway wood? Really good, but the reality is we don't know yet. I mean, we have not had the chance. By now, we normally have been doing fits, and we're normally working with our clients, and we know by now. So we're just not in that place.
But the gist of it is, it's always pretty good. That Max line, M2, 3HL, all those lines of fairway woods they've done, they've always been really good.
They've always been good. Dave McCutcheon is saying, morning, James. Morning, David. Mikey, you're looking well this morning. No Silver Oak this Sunday. When were you on the Silver Oak? Because I never get an invite.
No, it was from a couple weeks ago. Nope, cheap stuff on the weekend.
What did you have this weekend?
Just a little bread and butter.
It's nice.
It's nice. It is nice.
That is a nice little go-to. Bread and butter's good.
Yeah.
We had some on your birthday celebration on, what day was that? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night we had some prisoner.
So good.
That was nice. For the red wine lovers in the room, you'll understand what we mean. Prisoner is some good stuff. Kevin, the bracket may be on hold until our boy Matty is back. Yeah, I think the bracket without Matty it's like golf without Tiger. Not quite the same.
No.
So the channel will continue, and obviously the content that we are producing will still be usual type of stuff you guys expect. But I think and you guys tell us. I think the bracket needs to be with Matty, and if you guys disagree, then obviously let us know. But I want to wait until he's back. But the channel is ultimately governed by you guys.
Good morning, gents. Truly curious. Has the TSI 3/4 gotten the CB treatment?
Counterbalance.
VA NEM. How's it looking?
Yeah.
Definitely got some VA nemesis in that. We've probably off-camera testing that you've done. And
yeah, I had a few Friday last week. I done some testing. Definitely not the finished article. I tell you what, one thing though, did you bring up that other stuff that was in the corner? No. So I got a new head from TaylorMade. I got the 8 degree sent over, tour issued 8 degree head. Night and day different from the 9 degree I tried. Now the testing will be to find out is the tour issue head slightly different spec to the retail head. I would say the chance of that is no. I think it's more to do with the loft being lower. That's where the extra ball speed is coming from. But I think we're in a pretty good spot.
And you got that 425?
Yeah, got the 425 as well. That might be some content for next week. We might go through a little mini driver, not so much a driver bracket, but a little some driver testing with myself. Jim is saying, agree, wait for Matty to get the bracket going. Yeah, I think so. I think that makes sense.
Matty does not have corona.
No, Matty boy is COVID-free. He is COVID-free. Just got some other things on his plate that he needs to deal with right now. But he is 100% COVID-free.
Road to 120 with Mikey. If it's Route 66, it's a long road. That's for sure. Road
to 120 with Mikey boy. But I mean, I asked you last night if you wanted to hit some shots. Mikey will hit some shots at some point.
Yeah, maybe just not drivers. The driver and I don't get along.
You're a great driver of the ball, got the golf ball.
I know, but
you're a better driver in the RB rounds because you hit up in it a little bit.
Yeah, but I punt it.
But that's what the people want to see because there'll be improvements. What do you think this? I think this is all for show behind us. We're going to build you something that's better than anything you've ever had. That's the whole point.
I know.
But you made the right point. You've just not hit balls. If you had been hitting balls, then obviously, like I would have probably just thrown you in there and just said, hit, just go, and we'll figure it out later.
Sim 2 titanium 3-wood with hazardous blue CB feels so nice. Nice little combo.
I really liked that combo in a 3-wood. I didn't love that combo in a driver. I tried that in my driver, and I really didn't. I didn't like it. So I think that as a 3-wood combo is really good, especially in that head. What's your thoughts on the Oban CT steel shaft for irons? Love them. I currently play them. 125 stiff apparently.
They are stiff, for sure.
Stiff, apparently. It's devastating when I found that out. Any thoughts on Bryson using a 4-year-old driver, not rad speed? Does that not hurt the rad speed sales? I mean, if you have 195 miles an hour ball speed, I think it's probably relevant. But rad was not designed for Bryson. And they obviously are struggling to find a driver that is designed for Bryson. That's the whole issue. Yeah. Guys, it's not just as simple as taking a driver and lowering the loft. It doesn't work that way. The center of gravity placement is probably the most important part of the whole composition. And right now, he does not have the CG where he needs it to be for that driver to be as stable as he needs it to be at that speed. That's the problem he's having. Previous versions, he had some problem cracking heads because there was obviously the titanium and carbon cup. He was having some problems with that, but that's the main reason. It has nothing to do with the rad speed is not a good driver, or you guys watching it wouldn't be a good combo for you guys. It's going to be a great combo for the consumer, the average golfer. But Bryson's he's just taking himself into a different category with that speed.
That light in the back is blinding. How do you unplug that thing? If you move, it's all like pixelated. If you go that way, the light just goes.
Oh Jesus, that's horrendous.
See the light?
No, that is horrendous. Dave Fogel met Jason Day last week, said he's going to try Autoflex. Yeah, I think there's a lot of curious people out there. Did you get it off? Just literally yank it out the wall, Paddy. There we go.
There we go. Smashing.
Better. Cooper is saying, wanted to thank you for the recommendation on building a set of Modus 120 TX, reshafted the Ping S55, and they have been amazing. Such a smooth and stable shaft. I mean, have shafts gotten any better than Modus 120 over the years? I think that has been the best shaft that fits the widest range of golfers in quite some time.
Quality's so good.
Really, really good. Okay, you grab from here. I'm going to grab. This one seems like it's working a little bit better now. It's a little delayed, but that's fine. That is fine. Chris Pride is having issues with swing changes and getting flippy with the hands. Would thicker grips help the hands become less active? Chris, it could definitely rate of rotation. We have seen, whether it's gears testing, whether it's quad testing, we have seen grip thickness influence grip rotation. We also see it influence grip pressure, and it makes a big difference to that. So I think both of those things would definitely mean, give it a try.
You do fittings for irons using graphite shafts. Seem like OEM offering is limited, asking for an older golfer. We do. On this side, we offer a ton of graphite options. Acra,
Steel fiber, Mitsubishi. Our matrix is going to have
a little Fuji in there.
Yeah. I was just thinking, is half of our iron matrix graphite? And it is. Yeah. I mean, basically, this side of the wall is our graphite, that side is steel. So, if you come to a place like TXG, you're going to get an extensive amount of graphite options. There's no doubt about that. Fairway wood for beginners, Nick is asking, what do you think the best fairway wood is for beginners out there? Something like a Ping SFT or something like that?
Yeah, or even SimMax D.
SimMax D, yeah. We're kind of putting people who are beginners in a box that they kind of probably have some slice issues, but I don't think that's too far away from being the truth.
Maybe not necessarily start with a 3-wood, maybe start with
5-wood, or a little bit shorter, might be better. Work towards it. So I think I like the Ping G425 stuff for things like that. Zachary Ian, guess that you fit into Zachary, I don't really fit into a Ventus Black for the driver. It's a little too stiff for me. Even though I've gained quite a lot of speed and what have you, there's still a real preference on shaft feel for me. And If it starts to feel too stiff, I really don't love that feel. So, that's just not my preference. I've been playing things like Tensei 1K, Ventus Blue, those types of shafts. They're more in my wheelhouse currently.
I've had a lot of questions over the weekend about Golf Bride.
So what is this? I saw you posting. So they're having distribution issues, or
apparently they've run out of rubber is the go in chat. So
well, it's kind of like, to be honest, it's our True Temper running out of steel. They aren't running out of steel, but there's more golf clubs being made now than ever before.
So I chatted with an import-export guy, and he was saying, we import a lot to the US and Canada, but we don't send those containers back empty. We have to send them with wheat and wood and whatever, and we're not producing here fast enough to fill it. So that's where the chain of inventory is a struggle right now. I talked to a couple of guys at Titleist. They were even saying they're back ordered on almost every Golf Bride grip. So, Tour Velvet to a Z cord.
I mean, the tough thing is as well. I mean, I think it was actually from Golf Bride over the weekend. They had something like 89% or 87% of the field at the Players was using a Golf Bride grip. I mean, their dominance in the market is so strong. It's quite incredible. But my point is, there's lots of other good grips out there. Lamp can make a phenomenal grip. We use Lampkin in all our demos. I love that Genesis material and the sonar. I think it's fantastic. So, don't just pigeonhole yourself into one particular grip. Maybe take it as time to try some other ones. Guys, I'll probably mention this a few times on the live. Matty is good. He's just taking a little time off. He's fine. He's COVID free, and it'll be Mikey and I for the next couple of weeks. It'll actually allow us to chat about some different things. We've got Ronnie coming in, so those of you I know are fans of the Ronaldo, he will be in with us shortly this afternoon.
A little build shop action.
Yeah, maybe? A little build shop action. We've just completely renovated the build shop at our Mississauga headquarters. Cannot wait. We might even film live from there next week, just so we can do some builds and things like that and talk about it. So it's going to be good.
Stephen goes, if you haven't been fit in years, is it worth being fit for a full bag or piece by piece? I mean, I think wherever your game's struggling the most, that's where you get fit first.
I agree. Yeah. And people who are unsure, I normally always say to them, off the tee and on the greens. Yeah. Right. I think that's, if you can get yourself off the tee consistently, reduce the penalty shots, if you can be very consistent with your putter and have a putter that you can control your start line and control the face angle with, I think that's a great way to start and end the hole. There's maybe a little bit of leeway in between to kind of work on that over time, but I like to say the driver fit and the putter fit are for me very, very important. Dr. Q saying hi, Michael.
Dr. Q, I owe him an email. I owe a lot of people emails.
Yeah, we all do. It's funny, isn't it? We're closed. The businesses, we're not allowed to fit right now at our 2 locations. Yet, have you ever been busier?
No. I need an
crazy,
assistant.
Isn't it?
I need an assistant. Hiring, not paying.
Yeah. Why are no even roll putters on tour?
The boys don't need it. I honestly think it's why we don't see a lot of stroke labs on tour. Those guys are so consistent.
Yeah.
They roll it well. I don't think they need that tech in their putters. It's why we see, White Hot has been so long on tour. We see a couple guys that still use them. Scotties don't have any tech in the putter heads, in the face milling. So it's just it's a tech the boys don't need.
And I agree with Joe there. Joe's saying money as well. Yeah. They're a small company. It's kind of, obviously last week, we released the video on the exotics, the new exotics woods, and they've chosen to play in a market that's a lot smaller on the Champions Tour. So they've got some tour presence. It just happens to be Bernard Lang or Scott McCarron, Duffy Waldorf.
Bernard can be cheap. That would have been
I'm sure that was. I mean, yeah, he is the main man. He's the poster boy of that tour. So I agree. That's going to cost you a few bucks, but nothing like what it would cost you to get a top 30 player on the PGA Tour, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, money for sure. Lots of endorsement. Lots of endorsement on the Lampkin stuff. People saying that they love it, which is good. Which is good to hear. Ryan L. Ventus blue tip 3/4 of an inch versus Ventus black. Good. It's definitely a good point to bring up, because I don't want people to think that tipping is the only thing that you need to do in order to make a softer profile play, like the stiffer version of itself. A shaft at its raw length is 46 inches and it has an EI profile that runs the full length of that 46 inches. Changing that by 3/4 of an inch, trust me, is barely changing the profile of that shaft. You may change the CPM profile a little bit, but it's not really changing too much else. Paddy, can you turn that light back on? That light went off.
Good alternative to the Golf Pride MCC +4 sonar. We do so well with that Lampkin sonar. Standard plus.
Yep.
Really, really impressive.
Yep. Oh, is that what it was? That fell over. We need a little light on us. A little light, a little something. Ryan G, his next driver is a Tour Edge. I think there's a lot of people who will be looking at that testing last week and saying, well, if there's a $750 driver and there's I remember how much that was going to be in our market, like the Tour Edge stuff is going to be like $450-ish. Yeah. I can't remember exactly the price.
Right around 500.
Right around $500. Like, are you going to save yourself a couple $100 and just do that? I think the answer is probably. No, Matty and I have not broke up. Far from it. Still very much in love. Yeah. And guys, again, I'm going to keep mentioning it because people will be jumping in and out the live. People will be, asking a lot. And if why is Matty not with us? And we'll be talking about it on the episodes. But there's no point in avoiding it. He will be off for a couple of weeks, but he will be back as soon as he is ready to come back. Joe saying he heard Mikey say he got an invite to play Augusta, but said he was too busy sandal shopping for new Birkies.
I can guarantee you, if I got an invite right now to play Augusta, and anyone in my family who's probably watching dies, I'm not going to the funeral. I'm going to Augusta.
Yeah, they'll understand.
I don't care if they understand or they don't.
They're away.
So am I. I'm away to Augusta. So they can see from above I'm driving down Magnolia Lane, but one day
and be happy, smiling on you. What else have we got here? Yeah, Tour Edge is $399 US. Is the shaft Velocore? Unlikely. I think it's probably. Yeah, Brian saying you guys can create a custom background that says Matty's fine. That might be what we need to do, Brian, for the next little while.
Haywood driving iron coming into the shop.
We have one.
Yeah, they're here.
It's here somewhere. You'll very likely see that at some point in the next week or so. Tim is asking any perspective on Zexio drivers. Love them for that type of customer and client. We done really well with Zexio last year.
They're hybrids.
We had a great year, and if you can benefit from something a little bit lighter, a little bit longer, face is obviously a little bit closed. It's pretty hard to beat.
Joshua goes, good morning from Austin, Texas. Hey guys, currently swinging Ping G Driver LST with 2X stiff Ping shaft, looking for an upgrade. Any good recommendations out of last year or two of releases? So a couple-year-old driver. Sim?
I know.
Sim was good. You can't go wrong with 410 as an upgrade from Ping if you want to stay in the Ping family. TS was great.
TS was good. So yeah, you save yourself some money and go with that. Yep. I mean, last year was a good driver year. Titleist, TaylorMade. Ping, I think were the top 3 drivers of last year, in my opinion. So if you are looking to save yourself some money, I think those are 3 really, really good spots. What I'm having a tough time is with kind of the people I'm working with online is getting them access to some of those heads, because lots of people are asking me like, oh, I would like to try, 10 degree sim, 10.5 sim or something. I'm going, yeah, that'd be good. Like, so when you get it, set it open, put the weight here and there. And they're like, yeah, I can't get one. Yeah. I can't get one to try. Everywhere seems to be sold out or certainly tougher to get. Should fairway woods be the same model as driver? Absolutely. No need for that at all. No need for that at all. What?
It's so strange to have such an amazing golf course surrounded by a dump. Not that bad.
No, I don't think it's that bad. It's certainly not nice, like in terms, it's not like an upscale area and stuff like that. Like there's a Red Roof Hotel down the street, there's a Waffle House, but that doesn't make it a dump.
Tell you right now, I'd kill to stay in that Red Roof Hotel right now.
If you knew you were playing the next day.
Than being here in -5 degree weather.
Yeah. Gustav, weakening ZX7 irons, pros and cons. Pros would be reduction of offset. If that is a pro to you, that is one of the things that it does. You'll slightly change the sole configuration in terms of the bounce. Negatives, maybe. I mean, I don't really see any negatives on it, to be honest. Like the pros are the cons to different people. So you just know that when you weaken, you subtract some offset. When you strengthen, you add some offset. I would say one thing to be mindful of is it's already a relatively low spin iron relative to the CG location. That is one thing to just keep an eye on. So I could see lots of people trying to play that iron and needing to weaken it ever so slightly.
Craig goes, do you guys ever add tungsten powder and cork to the shaft at swinging points? I mean, I have, but I don't love it.
Reluctantly, probably.
Not if I'm building raw components. No, I wouldn't use them.
Yeah.
Should the players become a major?
No. There's 4 majors.
That on PGA Tour Radio this morning, they were saying, should the Olympics become a 5th major and then it only every 4 years? No chance.
I don't want it to change. No. I like it as it is. I love 4 majors. I love the players for what it is. It's kind of like, you've got the 4 majors, you've got the players, you've got the WGCs, and then you've got your favorite events. You've got Bay Hill's a great one, Memorial's a great one. You've got all your special tour events. I love it the way that it is. I don't think they have a formula that is not working for them. So why change it?
Yeah.
I don't think even if they made it a 5th major, I don't think it would ever hold the same value as the other ones anyway, because you won't have the greats, the names of the greats on there. You won't have Snead and Hogan and, all those sorts of names who have won it as a major. So I would just leave it alone.
I mean, I like the PGA Championship, but I find that even has a hard time just being a major. You know what I mean? Like it's the ugly stepchild kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Chris is asking, do we have sick putters to get fit for? We don't, but we are talking about it. We are talking about bringing in some different manufacturers to the putter matrix, changing things up a little bit there.
Yeah,
it's been part of our discussions. So fully expecting to see that.
He was $600 to play TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, I saw that. That seems a little excessive. Eh?
I think that's more than Pebble.
It's more than Pebble. Pebble's what, 5?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked great at the weekend, though, didn't it?
It did look nice.
But if I had $600 in my pocket, I'd probably pay it. I would. No, I was saying probably I would pay it. Replace the PGA with the players? Nah, David, I'm not down with that. I think the PGA is great. I think it allows them to set the golf course up slightly differently. I like that they have certain courses that are used for the US Open and for the PGA, because it allows them to set it up differently and challenge the players in a different way. I'm all for leaving it as it is, as you can obviously tell.
Yeah. Or just play 4 Masters. That'd be good.
No. But do you not think that's the beauty of the Masters?
I know.
It's once a year, one time. I get, I think the the ANWA event is great. I think that's important, but seeing more of Augusta won't help the kind of feel of the Masters. I think maybe I'd love to see them do it in a different week. I'd like to see them do a later, in the year, so maybe they split it or something like that. I would love to see an LPGA event at Augusta. And the women's side of things the amateur side of things, is great, but I would love to see the female pros get the chance to have their own version of the Masters.
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. It'd be awesome. Would 1/2 inch iron length actually change anything? Mark is asking. Change a lot of things. Change a lot in the weight. It would change a lot in the lie angle. It potentially could change the way you deliver it. So that changes enough. So I think it changes a lot of things. Who needs a caddy at Pebble? The wind will carry you in your bags for you. Yeah. Scott caddied at the ANWA event last year. They're having it this year though, aren't they? As well, they're having it the week before.
I think I'm not 100%.
I know they haven't spoke about it. I'm pretty sure they still Scott will maybe.
I think they're doing drive, chip, and putt.
Yeah. Yeah, they should be. I mean,
I try to enter drive, chip, and putt every year.
That's because you act like a big kid.
I know. Thoughts on TXG GTA meetups? Would be good to play with some better players.
We have spoke about doing some events or some stuff like that in the GTA and just more community related things. So I think as a 2022 project, when the world is back to normal, I personally want to see people get back together more than ever, spending more time doing things together, being inclusive. So I think that's a great idea. And Scott's saying yes, it is on.
There you go. Which
is great. ANWA finals are Saturday before. So yeah, Saturday before. Scott, let us know. Are they doing how many rounds is it? I thought I saw something where they were doing Wednesday, Thursday, and then having a day off or something I saw it was on the schedule as a practice day. And I don't know if the Saturday was a practice day. It just looked a bit odd anyway.
TGX West, come on, Tim. TXG West needs to happen.
I know. Your fingers have got a wee bit away from you there, Tim. Yes, it does need to happen. It does. It does.
TXG meetup in Orlando. Sounds good.
That is most likely the first TXG event. That will most likely happen in Orlando. Obviously, most of our community is southern based, south of the border in the US. The weather's great there, obviously all year round. So, yes, that's very likely to happen. Let's see what else we got. TXG UK. Lots of people asking for TXG UK.
There you go. Wednesday, Thursday at Champions. Friday practice.
Friday's the practice.
Cut,
yeah.
Saturday fun run.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. I know. TXG Guelph, we could be open now. Or from our Mississauga store, if we hit a driver and a 5-iron west of where our current location is, we could be open right now. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Know any good fitters in Calgary? Nope.
No, I don't. I do not. I can't remember the name of the lad. I played golf with him at Pinehurst. He, I think he works for I keep wanting to, it's terrible. I keep wanting to call it it's Ted and Dave's or something like that.
In Calgary.
Aye.
Yeah, there is a place out there called
I always want to call it Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
I always want to call it Dave and Buster's, but I think it's Ted and Dave's custom shop. Yeah. Ericsson Golf is out there as well. I know they have a custom shop. That's the lad I think I've met at Pinehurst when we were on this Rickson trip.
Ted and Dave's.
Ted and Dave's Thank you. God, I never call it Dave and Buster's, but I always want to call it Dave and Buster's.
Have you swung the custom ping G425 LST yet?
No. I was hoping that we maybe would have got that built end of last week, but I haven't yet. So that'll be the plan.
Golf WRX 2021 driver ranking, TSI 2 among the most forgiving. How much of a difference between TSI 3? Both are 460 heads.
Yeah, different. I mean, see, when the CG location gets as low and as deep as it is, it becomes very forgiving. It obviously just has some implications dynamically on the dynamic loft, but it is a stabilizer. It just, again, it comes down to what do you need. For one person, forgiveness means something from another person. That's the problem with a one-size-fits-all model. This is the more forgiving driver. Well, it might not be. Yeah. It might not be, not for everyone, because your problems are not the same as the problems for your person that you play golf with. Forgiveness is minimizing the damage that the flaws in your golf swing produce. That's what forgiveness is. And if that forgiveness is a face that stays open longer, that's forgiven in that sense. Forgiveness isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. You got one?
Can we click on these or no? No.
You actually can. So if you click on those dots, yeah, you can put them up. So if you,
there it is.
Yeah.
Pin, right?
Yeah. Try that. No.
Oh
no.
All right.
What one do you see?
Is there a triple diamond version of the new Speed and Max LS head? See, John Rahm looks different, including front weights. So yes, there is. There is. Yes, there's triple diamonds for both of those.
Yeah.
We have access to them. Email in if you would like one.
Exactly. We do. It's one of the cool things with our relationship with Callaway, likes of us getting access to a limited amount of TCB, the new tour cavity backs, and each of us posted on the weekend that we had access to it, and it was really interesting how much interest there was in that. So, fully expect that to be the case. So Rob was saying that done something to the chat.
Yeah, I think it pinned it to the top, but we took it down.
Okay. Yeah, normally we can pop it straight on there, but it's a bunch of new things going on today. Bunch of new things. Is there a new T100S coming soon? Yeah, I mean we all know Titleist launch cycles are every 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years since that T100 launched. I mean, it's been just
kind of a
so
shame
successful.
It's such a good iron.
I know. That is a shame. Big Paddy's devastated. His irons are going to be old news. It's time for some different irons for you anyway.
Get them sold.
Trade them in.
I'll sell them for you right now.
It's been ages.
It's been ages. Have you even got them dirty yet? Once or twice?
The toes are mangled.
Worn out.
Toes and hosers.
Do we have... Let's see.
Fast.
I know. Do we have Epic Speed triple diamond in left-handed? We don't have it. It's not part of our demo matrix. So I'd have to say no is the answer to that. We do not. Rob Coates, where does TCB sit in terms of forgiveness versus the rest of the Apex line? Again, Rob, it's the same thing as we talk, with forgiveness. Forgiveness comes in so many different forms. So I'll tell you what it has, which is a slightly smaller head profile and quite a significant reduction in offset versus X4s. I was looking at the offset profiles on the ZX7, thinking obviously that so many people are going to love the head shape of that, and it has quite significantly less offset than a ZX7. One of the videos we filmed earlier was the Cobra Tour, the MIM irons, and we both agreed that we love the offset profile, and that I think it'll be quite similar to that.
Might be the best looking pitching wedge I've seen in a very, very long time. For me, like when I look at a set of clubs, I always want to look at the pitching wedge.
I go straight to the pitching wedge.
Yeah.
I look at 4 irons. I look at the 3 irons. I look at the 4, the 7, and the wedge. And if those 4 are in a good spot, then we're good. Lando's asking, can I DM Ian for a price on that sweet looking TXG Absolutely, definitely, guys. I mean, I can't believe it'll take us long to even think about it, but the new online store, you can buy them right off the online store. Lando, they're available right now, so no problem at all. Speaking of the online store, expecting to launch that on Wednesday as it currently stands.
Exciting.
Very exciting. Build any heads, any shafts, any grip, any way you want. That's the whole idea. It's fully custom, top to bottom.
Jacob goes, "Hi Mike, I'm using Nike Ignite 2s. I had a set of those. How much? Way back in the day. Nah, the orange ones. I had orange Ignites way back in the day. Then Tommy Armours. Am I possibly leaving on the table opposed to new clubs? I can't really afford new clubs. Any suggestions?" I mean, I think if you were to get fitted and know your specs and then find something in similar to that spec, that's a little bit cheaper, that's probably your best bet rather than just using an off the rack. Especially if you've improved over the last couple of years, I would definitely just do a fit and then see if you can't buy it from the place you got fit for, you could potentially find it online in those older models that might be a bit cheaper.
There we go.
Can you bend CBX2s? You can.
Yeah, no problem. Yep. David's saying, I heard a guy giving lessons on the range saying irons are no different than they were 15 years ago. I mean, I think you know the answer to that one, David. You've heard us chatting. No different than 15 years ago. I mean, significantly different than 15 years ago. If 15 years ago, we were at 2006. What was I using in early mid 2000s?
I was in grade 4.
It was you were barely born. What did I have? I probably had a set of rack irons. I would have still been working at TaylorMade at the time. I may have used something along the lines of a set of rack LTs or something like that. Is technology different from then? Absolutely. Yeah, I think where weight is being placed, I think the consistency, the blending of iron sets has really changed. Now, is it the difference between what a driver looked like in the early 2000s and a driver looks like now? No, it's different.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't think anyone has any business saying that irons have not changed in 15 years.
I mean, if wedges have changed with, CG and stuff, everything's changed.
Yeah.
Probably don't take a lesson from that guy.
Yeah, no, avoid that guy. Run. Kate is asking wait time for a fitting. Kate, it's one of those things that the longer we're in this lockdown nonsense, the lead time just will go back and back and back. We don't honestly. I can't even give a number to it until we get open, because once we get open, we know exactly what our rollout plan is. But it's just a moving target all the time. So unfortunately, there's not much I can say. I can tell you that it's a while. If you're not already on the list, one thing I have been saying to people is, people have been messaging me saying, I really want to get fit by TXG. Let me know when you guys are open so I can book an appointment. If that is the case, you'll probably be booking for next year. If you're not already on that list, that's going to be the bigger issue. So make sure if you are wanting to get fit this year, you're on that list. Get on it as soon as you possibly can. If you do message Marianne and she gets back to you, if you have flexibility, we always get people calling off, change their plans. If you stay locally, you have flexibility, and you can make it known that maybe at a day's notice or something like that, you can fill in for somebody as a fill-in. Do that, because that's probably going to be your fastest way of getting in. I saw something there you would like. It was about Magic high launch shafts or something. George Golf, Magic golf shafts, high launch, low spin. Where do those unicorns exist?
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
A guy tried to argue with me last night that shafts don't spin.
I saw you. I
like to call people out on that. It's good.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. I mean, let's.
We don't make this stuff up.
Well, shafts contribute towards the conditions that create spin, right? That's what we know as a fact. A shaft, if it adds dynamic loft, yes, it very well may add more spin. If a shaft changes the strike point and moves it down the head and it causes more gearing, yes, it may add more spin. That may add more spin. The shaft is not spinning more. It's contributing towards the conditions that create spin. That's why we always say shafts don't spin. What if you what if you go to that more tip-soft shaft that adds a little more dynamic loft, but you use a driver that has a further forward CG? What's happened to that high launch shaft or that spinny shaft? Mm-hmm. It's no longer a spinny shaft. It's a system. We also like it's a system, 3-part system: grip, shaft, head, CG location, golf ball, speed, friction. All those things moved in together.
Ian, will it take for you to permanently send Mikey Boy down to Texas for fittings? Good old Texas.
Oh, a pal.
Good old Texas. Good barbecue, good beers.
No, you're not going.
Mikey, what gear do you play with? That's up in the air right now. Couple sets. We haven't really figured it out yet. Srixons, most likely the B Srixons for the
That's what you're fancying.
Backup set, the Muras. Got a couple different wedges.
A lot of people will be interested in that. Why would the Muras be your backup set to the Srixons? What is it about that iron that you like?
Of the Muras?
No, what is it about the Srixons? Why would you put that in as your gamers?
They go a bit further.
Distance?
The distance. I've played Srixons in the past, love them. So just excited to get them back in the bag. That's them. It was probably the best ball striking I've ever had with my old Srixons.
Yeah, you hit those good.
So excited to get these in the bag.
You hit those good. Well, this is awesome. I love reading these ones. DJ Miko, I did a virtual TXG fit with Chris, and he predicted the exact club spec, the exact club and specs I got fit for into my online, onto my local shop. Even if you can't make it to Canada, you can still. Where'd you go, DJ Miko? You can still get fit. New T200s coming. This is the basis behind the new online store, guys. We have seen so much, call it success, but we've found that even the virtual fits, we can really lead our customers and clients into the right specs, or really close. We're not saying it's exactly the same as being one-on-one trying all the different heads and shafts on the wall, but can we get 80% of the way there? Is 80% better than buying off the rack? Yes and yes. We can get you a long way towards there. And then if that sort of communication stays open and you have the ability to have lofts and lies tweaked, etc., I think that that's going to be a good thing. Right to here. Thomas is asking, can you explain how the virtual fittings work? Thomas, that video deserves a standalone. I mean, that's going to be probably a 10-minute minimum spiel as to what it's going to take to kind of do a virtual fit. So I think that is a standalone will be filmed at some point over the next week, so you guys can see what's involved in that.
Do you find it hard fitting yourself?
No, I don't. I know what I like to feel. I know what I'm looking for from a performance perspective, and I know how to move the numbers around. So it's not difficult at all. No, I love other people's opinions, and I like to hear that sort of thing. If we're in the Bay or something, and I'll be like, okay, let's look at, like, we talked about hybrids for me. Yeah. I said to you, let's go look at some hybrids and stuff like that. So. I'm
probably guilty. I probably don't fit myself as per se. I know what spec like you said, I know what spec I like, and I'm even worse. I probably don't even hit it as much as I should.
No. And
just build it up.
Exactly. I'm seeing a second part of Dave Fogel's question there.
Will you guys carry lefty mirrors? I want to be like Mac. We do carry lefty mirrors, the 901 and the 801. Do you really want to be like Mac? That's the real question. I would think getting fit with forged clubs would be better since they can easily be bent if needed.
That's a factor. I
Yeah.
think that's a really good factor. I mean, most irons, in all honesty, are bendable. Some we're not prepared to go more than a degree or two. Some we're prepared to go 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And that's extreme in the lie. We never move loft that much. But that's a big consideration for me when it comes to fitting someone. Would I gravitate to more of a bendable forged club than a hard, rigid cast club? I probably would. That's just my preference. I like that.
Top 3 wedges to test for this season.
Ooh, top 3. Okay, number 1. Not in no order. Zipcore, Vokey.
14. I'm really excited for those irons.
You like those 14 ones? Yeah. I mean, I think Zipcore, in terms of the core companies, I think you're going to be Cleveland Zipcore, Callaway. I think MD5 is still going to do well, and SM8. I think is your top 3. I was excited. I was hoping Ping were going to come out with a new wedge this year. I think their wedges are really good, and I was excited for those. But more to come. What data do you need for a virtual fitting? Quad, TrackMan, and if you can get some footage of your swing down the line, face on, 7-iron and driver, something like that is good. So if we can do that, it'd be ideal.
I find it hard to read these.
I know it's a million miles away, isn't it? That's why I've been reading all these ones a lot easier. David is asking, David Whithoft is asking, can you bend Ping irons, game proven irons, or do you have to send the Ping? No, you can bend them, but they would be more that category we're just talking about, where you get a degree or 2 rather than 4 or 5 degrees. And that's on purpose, by the way. That is a design feature of a Ping, because the upside of being bendable is the downside that they are movable and they will move. And if you don't want to stay on top of the maintenance of your golf clubs, that they can potentially slightly move around, and that's not great in a lot of different ways. So that's upside to some and downside to others. Cole is asking, Cole is saying he ordered the new Mura 401s. Nice. Very, very nice. Thoughts on Rory saying he messed up his swing after going for more speed? I thought that was a really... one thing I love about Rory is he is honest. I love that.
Isn't he like on the players advisory board?
He's the chairman of it.
Which is the smartest person to make the chairman, because one doesn't really care what people think about it. Like, he expresses his opinion a lot, and that's what you need. You don't want someone being a wimp around that stuff. But why he went to get more speed is, I don't know. It's interesting. He didn't need it, really.
Well, the strokes gained information is all there in front of us. The closer you get the ball to the hole with every given swing you make, lowers your score.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that there's a ripple effect of chasing that. And what does that do to your swing? We were filming with, or I was hitting some balls on Friday, and I said to Mikey, take a video of my swing. My swing was by far the worst it's been in a long time on Friday. And as soon as Rory said that about his swing because he's chasing speed, I'm like, I've done exactly the same thing.
Because you were chasing speed.
I was trying to chase speed for quite some time. And those flaws that I get in how I recruit speed, kind of going a bit that way, a bit tilty, that's great for a driver. Awful for an iron. Yeah. And that leads me to get too shallow, too in, too out, too hooky, all the same things that Rory was talking about. So that really made a lot of sense to me. And actually was probably a little bit of a warning not to do that too much. But I can understand why. Distance, or as I say, the closer you can get the golf ball to the hole with every given swing is going to lower your score. But at what detriment?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, because who doesn't want speed?
Do you think Ricky and Cobra are perhaps looking for a change? All the hype on the Fowler prototypes, and he swaps back. Seems like Bryson and Lexi are.
Did he swap back?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know he'd.
To be honest, did Ricky even play this week?
I don't know.
I think he's seen a weekend in a long time. But I said that about Adam Scott on the live on Friday and got gears for it. So I was like, oh, he's not playing this week. And then the guy goes and hits it to like 3 inches. But I haven't watched golf. And
where did Adam Scott finish in that tournament?
Not in first.
Nowhere. No, I mean, yeah, you get sent that. But that isn't that, like, people are going to give you gears for that, for hitting one good shot in 17. You're 100% right. Swing speed is golf's muscle flex. Yeah, it can be. It can be. There's a lot of that flex, and then there's ego involved with it as well. But again, the stats will still say that if you can get out there a little bit longer, you're going into the green with a 9-iron versus a 6-iron. It will help you get the ball closer to the hole. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. So you missed the cut. JB's saying.
So I was right.
So you were 100% right.
Always right. Fowler did change back to his old irons. I mean, so JT changed back to TS3.
Yeah.
So
yeah, with a ZF.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave's saying JT has no muscles. He bombs it. Physical muscle mass is not required to hit it long. That is a misconception, no doubt about it. If you look at JT and his swing, the distance his handle travels is significant relative to everyone else. I mean, you see other people with nice kind of tight golf swings, don't produce any speed. People who move the handle further create speed. That's one thing that's the main reason you're not creating the speed that you want, is because your right elbow folds too much. It's a serious thing.
I know.
But trying to keep that trail arm longer and higher is what's ultimately going to lead to you getting more speed and getting up to about 95 miles an hour. Rude. JT is not using a Ventus Red. No, he's using a Diamana ZF.
You'd rather be number one strokes gained putting or driving? Putting. Drive for show, putt for dough.
Yeah, I think that's an old misconception, that one. I don't know. Are you better to be an average driver and a great putter, or are you better to be a great driver and an average putter?
I mean, Tiger's an average driver and a great putter. Yeah. He's got a comfy green jacket.
Yeah, nice. Hits those irons with. That's interesting. We need to think about that one more. Let us know what you guys think. Putting is Golf 007 is saying putting. Yeah, maybe. Number one, proximity to the pin is most important. That's exactly what I was just saying. The closer you can get the ball to the hole with every given shot will lower your score. Spieth, average driver and great putting. Yeah, and with Spieth, I mean, that's the thing with him. I mean, he became an average driver, not maybe even a less. He was worse than average. I think he wasn't even in the middle of the pack. He was towards the end of the pack, and he became a pretty average putter as well, which is why his game fell off. It was good to see him at Bay Hill rolling the rock better, though, wasn't it? Starting to hold those bombs again.
Listen to this. Matt has really let himself go. That's great. That's too good.
It's all about me or you?
Me.
I'm joking.
Debbie. That's great.
Best large grips for XL glove wearer. Anything in jumbo? What size you got?
Yeah,
XLs?
Yeah, mid-size plus 4s.
Sweaty XLs?
Mid-size plus 4s.
Mid-size plus 4s. Any extra wraps? No. So probably something in the reduced taper, jumbo, something like that. Just be mindful of weight and the implications of weight and what that does. So yeah. Scott's saying driver yips, poor Jordan. Yeah, he had the club face wide open. I mean, you can see the practice swings that he is now making is trying to shut that club face and kind of get that under control. He's trying to hit that kind of little squeeze cut out there, which is good. Putting wasn't even in top 5 in strokes gain importance. Yeah, I think that's I think that is the thing that like a lot of people still say that drive for show and putt for dough it's not the way to lower your scores. It's to drive it bad and putt it good. What's the good of putting for bogeys and doubles if you can't get it to there in fewer strokes? I'd rather get it there in fewer strokes. Caleb is asking, morning Ian, morning Caleb. Thoughts on how to pick the right 250 club? Driving iron, hybrid, fairway wood. Oh man, that's a loaded question. Again, I'd need to know what speed you're rocking, in terms of trying to get that to 250 yards. So definitely a difficult one. My 250 club right now is my 2-iron. I want that to be a kind of low launch, low spin runner. Fly it 230, 240, and then whatever it runs, it runs. Lots of strokes, gain stuff. That's positive for you, Michael. Garrett saying, when Matty returns, can we still keep Mikey with the boys on the weekly streams?
Appreciate it, Garrett. Garrett's a nice guy.
We've spoke about this a lot on the channel. A Monday is your day off. You're playing golf on a Monday.
Yeah.
So Matt and I I work Monday to Friday. The boys do the working week for TXG, which is Tuesday to Saturday. So you're normally out in the course enjoying yourself on a Monday, which is why we don't have the fitters and all the rest of the crew. So a cameo, perhaps. Let's say that. Okay, 2 more questions, guys, and then we are out. We'll be closing thoughts, and then we will be out. Ronnie is in the house. That's a lovely sweater.
Thank you.
Lovely sweater.
Ronnie.
Ronnie is in the house. Today we will be doing some, where is it? We will be doing auto flex testing with Ronnie.
You're always auto flexing.
Always. Can't help it. That is nice. The auto flex, Pink Panther. Look at the wobble in that. I don't know if I can get some.
Auto flex.
Look at that. Look at that thing.
Auto flex is a headache for me.
So Ronnie will be testing auto flex because there's one thing having obviously Matty testing at 125 miles an hour. Most of you go, well, that doesn't tell me what it does for me. Trust me, we get it. We understand that as well. So I think some testing with Ronnie, some talk about builds and all that sort of stuff, how we can build it better to make autoflex work better, will add more value to you guys. And then we'll ding Ronnie's credit card at the end of the day for $1,000, $1,100, and then
Cha-ching.
be great. Silence from the corner. Okay, one more question. Your choice.
All right. Currently hitting TS1 with Diamana Red, limited 60-gram shaft, 44.5 with added 4 grams on the head, C7 swing weight. Looking at Autoflex 405, recommended 44.5 or 45 effect on swing weight. I would go I'd go a bit longer. I'd go like 45 3/4 if you can, and that'll bring the swing weight up.
Yeah, add a little bit of length to that for sure. I mean, you're using TS1 with extra head weight as well. You might just want to have a look at TS2. I mean, if you're already playing that head and trying to add some weight, you might already be into that territory. TS1, the kind of idea is that the components are lighter. So not sure that's all making a ton of sense for you there. So I would have a little look at a few things in that. Okay. Joda's saying we need some TXG build shop videos. Your production quality would put you easily at the forefront of YouTube club making videos. Yep, it's been on the plan for quite some time.
And the Oscar goes to Mike Martievich.
You're not an actor.
I was back in the day, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway,
What did you?
doesn't
what
matter.
Did you
Have a great. Don't worry about it.
on the stage.
Dude, that's embarrassing. I was in a movie though.
No, you're in a movie. Huck Finn? You were Huck Finn once?
I was. That was a school play. Right. Have a great day, folks. Show is done.
That's great. That's great. Well, the world knows. Can't take it back now. Yeah. Go bow. Okay, guys, stay tuned. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
You are Peter Pan. The boy who never got old.
Yeah, you're the fairy. Hey, Tinkerbell, end it.
We're going to end it now. We're going to end it. Guys, if you don't follow us on Instagram, that's the place to find out all the new information about the new online store. Stay tuned. We're planning our usual schedule of videos. That would be our objective Tuesday through Friday. We'll see a couple with myself hitting. We'll see a couple with Ronnie hitting. And we'll be back here next Monday for the full production Q&A with the camera. So we will be there. Good.
Adios.
Okay, guys, take care. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
You're too quick.